Trump, Elon, and maximum war, carnage on the markets, breakdown. But does it look like a bear trap? Are we about to actually push higher? We have some critical signals. We're going to be looking at Bitcoin and the broader markets as well as altcoins. What does it mean for what's going on right now in all of these markets? We have some incredible signals. The macro is still looking incredibly bullish. Are we going to swing down towards that $96,000 level, or is $100,000 Bitcoin going to hold? I've got some very important charts that we've got to look at. So every single one of you, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, ding the bell, get active in the live chat. Let me know. Do you think this was a bear trap and it's up from here? Or do you think we have lower to go? Let me know in the live chat right now. We're getting right into the stream. We're diving right into the alpha. So everybody, let's get it. What is up, everybody? Good morning, good afternoon, good night. We have breaking news. Yesterday was a news fatigue day because we saw incredible things going on between Trump and Elon, absolutely going to ultimate carnage war with each other. And we saw a pretty big dip in the markets. But was the dip in the markets, especially with Bitcoin, have anything to do with this little spat, or was it already projected? I've been pointing this out over the last week, this move potentially down to 102, down to the 101, 100K test level, and then ultimately the target from all those levels down at the 96K level, as well as the CME futures gap down there. This is not to even mention that massive head and shoulders that we saw right here. Looking at this massive head and shoulders, potential breakdown that would come down and target down here in the 96K region. But look at this V-shaped correction. Currently, we're in the middle of something very important that we need to keep our eyes on. Is this just a retrace up to confirm a further breakdown, or is this actually going to break above this, find support, and move to the upside? Because when we look at Bitcoin as it stands right now, look at this. You can see it clearly. Potential reversal signal here that targets almost perfectly. Look at this. If you measure that out, this target almost perfectly right to this trend line, both horizontal and diagonal, that we've had drawn on here for the better part of a week and a half, 2 weeks. This line has been on here for many, many months, but we're seeing this signal that it wants to come here. But is this just a fake out? Because as it stands now, we have broken down, but we have a very sharp V-shaped recovery. Boom, right up into this, broke back through this line. If the price action on Bitcoin can hold above this zone, then this is what we want to see. We also see on Ethereum actually holding quite beautifully with everything going on yesterday. Ethereum holding quite beautifully in this zone right here. If this does lose this 382 level, see 382, the Fibonacci move from here to the top. If this is able to hold this, then I expect a little bit of work to be done here before it continues up. If this area is lost on price levels, then we're looking for a price move to basically explore down here into the golden pocket region, which is not only the golden pocket, but it's also support here, support here, support here, support here, rejection here, rejection over here. So there's quite a few things that line up with this target below. For me, when you're looking at these as a trader, you can have a bias for your longer term positions wanting it to go up, but you also need to zoom out of your bias, but also the charts, and realize, although we want this to go up, if we have a map on the chart and an overlay of not only technical signals, but also price action, both support and resistances, then we also can feel more confident, comfortable, and less stressed. If this level's broken, then we know what area to watch for the next layer down. So as this is kicking off today, welcome to the show, everybody. We're back at right about $105,000. Hope you're all having a wonderful, wonderful week. We're going into the weekend. The price action, the data, the capital channels, the news in regards to crypto has all just been getting a stronger and stronger bullish landscape for the Bitcoin and crypto market. So welcome, everybody. If this is your first time, I can guarantee you this is not going to be your last time here on the BitLab Academy streams. My name's Kellam. Shout out to our channel partners, Bitcoin IRA, LBank, and Arculus. Head over to getarculus.com. Use code BitLab20 for 20% off the best crypto cold storage solution out there. You get one of these, you slide it out. It's got it's an amazing card that you can use that you can store all of your crypto on. One tap, total security, as you can see right here. Beautiful, 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 and also, in my opinion, one of the best crypto cold storage solutions out there. GetArculus.com, BitLab 20 for 20% off, and of course, Bitcoin IRA. You got the phone number right here, 1-877-936-7175. Let them know BitLab Academy sent you, so you can trade, invest, and basically protect your capital from all those capital gains. You know, for when you're trading your altcoins and trading them into Bitcoin throughout the year, you can essentially protect yourself and save yourself a huge amount of taxes, especially if you think about the taxes you save this year alone, how that will impact the long-term profits you will see in 15, 20, 25 years. Make sure you have a strategy, bitcoinira.com. Now, diving in to the data, when we look at everything, we're seeing on the hourly, a lot of sort of rebounds here, but you look at the weekly, we're still seeing quite a bit of red. But remember, the landscape is very bullish for what we see going forward in the crypto market. So I don't mind seeing a little bit of red right now. It means you still have opportunities out there. On the daily, we're also seeing a sort of mixed bag, but predominantly more red than green. But when we look at the markets, come back over here, Bitcoin dominance still in this potential reversal pattern to the downside. Again, potential. If this does roll over like everybody wants in this market, then this rollover will signal the start of very, very bullish price action in altcoins. So although you might want to look at Ondo or Link or Aerodrome or Fartcoin or Solana or Injective, it doesn't matter the alts or even Ethereum. If you're not paying attention to other signals like this, Bitcoin dominance, then you're leaving yourself holding the bag of hope rather than employing strategy and the tools that are available to you. But shout out to everybody that's tuned in. Let's see who is here. We got Manny Sharon. What's up, my friend? We got Granny's Garden, K-Jam. How you doing? Piss Missile Explosion. What a great name there. Short me, daddy. It's sufficient enough. We got Steve-O. How you doing? Great to meet you there in Vegas. We got, I mean, just the fams here. Chipper, Shake and Bake, Michael, what was that? Michael Carter. Shout out to each and every one of you. But let's continue on. We got a lot of stuff I want to cover today, so let's get into it. Of course, we had all of this nonsense, this tabloid material, and people want to attribute this battle, this conflict between Elon and Musk as the reason the market dipped. But as I just outlined, the charts were showing the high probability of a pullback regardless of their little spat. And we see the head and shoulders, we see the breaking of the zone, we see this coming down, testing a level we already had on the charts. The V-shaped recovery is on the top of everybody's view right now. If this is able to basically break through this, find some support here, and we start to see that continuation, great. But if it doesn't, that's okay too. We know that if this gets rejected and comes back down, we're either going to double test right at the 100 level or actually come back down into this $95,000, $96,000 that we have had zoomed, basically targeted here for quite some time. And you can also see this if you come over here and you look at the data, you look at this chart right here, the key levels. The key levels are pointing to that same area, 95, 96, 97,000. So regardless of what happens in the next few days, we have the targets outlined here on the charts. Now, getting back over to what we want to look at, we're not only seeing all the nonsense, this is all noise. This is noise, but then we see data. Price broke down, great. The Bitcoin dip was bought higher. And I agree with this. Even if we do get another bit of a washout because the market is irrational right now, I'm going to be there to buy, or I'm going to be there to sit on my hands and not do anything. But we're seeing dip buying come in. In fact, on the chart that I shared, this right here, I said, Bitcoin pumping. We got that pump right back up into above 105,000. It says also potential breakdown bounce, retest of the head and shoulders. So the breakdown, the retest of this neckline, is this a rejection or is this going to find support and break higher? And Rick Unt said, what do you say? And I say nuanced. The chart indicates a swing towards 96K. The chart shows a much higher probability of the breakdown to come back down here into the 96K region. However, we're seeing a huge influx of corporate Bitcoin treasury company strategies getting deployed. We're seeing this race to stack Bitcoin. And I think also beyond just the race to stack from different institutions, corporations, governments, individuals, we see this appetite of hope about what's to come also. So I think beyond just the lines we're drawing on the chart, we're seeing support levels, like emotional support levels, biased support levels, because Bitcoin is the best asset in the history of the world. And the world is waking up to Bitcoin being the asset that they're aware everybody else wants to stack. So also, do I want to sell if this is going to go higher? So protect yourself, be patient. The market is indicating it wants to take a little swing lower. However, I wouldn't guarantee that. If we get the opportunity, great, buy the dip. If not, don't leave yourself on the sideline because you're expecting the market to go down because the chart shows that it's going to, because it never is or isn't going to. All they are is indications of what might happen. Beyond that, we see the Bitcoin's Mayer multiple returning down to a level last reached 1 month ago. Oh my God, we're back there, except Bitcoin's price is $9,000 higher. This is called a healthy bull market correction. Everything we're seeing in the market right now is an overwhelmingly healthy bull market structure, as I have outlined on this chart time and time again, day in, day out here on the BitLab Academy streams. Shout out to each and every one of you that watches BitLab, Discover Crypto, Blockchain Basement, Jason Casper, Randy Hipper over Miss Teen Crypto, Frankie Candles, Crypto Face. There's so many great different people in this space that share such great content with slightly different viewpoints and slightly different focuses. I hope you're all showing love, showing support, and tuning into these different family channels. Big love to each and every one of you. I see you all here in the live chat. Let's see over on, we got the Rumble stream here. If you are watching on Rumble, make sure you're hitting that follow button. Started this about a month ago. Got about 162 followers. We're killing it, right? But check this out. We're seeing massive viewership here. 14,000, 21,000, 26,000, 16,000, 121. I guess that one wasn't hot. 17,000, 10,000, 16,000. I mean, this goes, I mean, we've had some 47,000. We're having major viewership here. So shout out to anybody that is there watching on the Rumble side, and shout out to Rumble for the partnership we have. If you are tuned in, get active in live chat here. I can see all of your posts that are there. So come on, get off there. There we go. Make sure you're getting active in the live chat. Also, the links, just so you all know, if you want to participate, get in our Discord. If you want to get into LBank, if you want to take advantage of the different deals we have, getarculus.com. If you want a VPN so you can sign up for any exchange anywhere and also protect yourself from risk on the internet, you can nordvpn.com/BitLab. And of course, here is a link right here for LBank. Sign up with us, trade with us. We're in there. Deezy's in there. Josh is in there. Josh does trades almost every afternoon. Drew and I are in there most mornings, and throughout the day we got we got the member stream going on in there here, actually probably right now. But there's so many different things going on in that Discord, and it's a super group Discord because we have all of our family channels in there. And that link is right here. If you're watching on YouTube, all these links are right down here. You see where it says more? Click more, and you see all the links right here. Join us in the Discord. If you are a BitLab Academy member, the actual member, I don't mean on the channel. If you're a BitLab Academy member, drop an email to office@hitnetwork.com and let them know. Say, hey, I'm a BitLab member. Share your Discord username, not the visible name. You'll see right under your name, there's the actual username. Share that. And also make sure you're signing up here, which is free. Sign up for LBank here and deposit some money. We're going to basically grandfather everybody in there. So you can basically just continue paying for BitLab. But instead of having to pay $100 for the full access super VIP stuff on the Discord, you basically get in there at the price that you're paying for BitLab. So take advantage of that while that deal is still there. Shout out to each and every one of you. Now we got some more stuff we got to look at, and that is great, healthy correction. Then we see this. The money supply is about to explode. We see it. This essentially only ticks up over time, and we're on the cusp of probably one of the biggest money prints globally we've ever seen. We've already seen breaking to new all-time highs on an almost weekly basis, and the Bitcoin price is kind of inching up, but there's a massive magnet to the upside right now. And look at this, a breakout retest launch. We got the breakout retest. Are we about to get the biggest Bitcoin bull run explosion that we've ever seen? Especially in terms of dollar value, the valuation of the market cap going up. The percentage basis is probably going to be different. The amount of money that's made is going to be bigger this time because there's more players and there's larger amounts of money in, and the market cap is massive for Bitcoin. However, we saw the 10,000, 15,000% gains back in the early 2013 cycles, but this is more impactful. Where we're at right now with the market, Bitcoin and altcoins, the world stage, everybody's opening up to what's going on right now. This is what I want to see. If we get this next move to the upside, you need to hold on to your butts because this market is going to absolutely change the lives of those that are stacked. I always get the hiccups when I do these streams. Now, what else we got? This is obviously from our friend Quentin Francois. Make sure you're giving him a follow. Always great content over there. And then we got, what else we got right here? 10% decline so far after the Golden Cross. So this is a Golden Cross back in, we see this right here. We see this Golden Cross here, and then we see this Golden Cross here. And the previous cycles, what did we see? This is back at, I mean, look at this. Minus 10%, minus 9%. You're seeing the way this is all playing out here. And look at this. Look at these moves. If this is the bottom, expect a massive rally to new all-time highs. The previous Golden Cross was back here. You see this? 64,000. And look at this swing all the way up to 108, 109,000. Look at this back here, 19,000 all the way up here. We've seen this before. We've seen this sort of bullish setup with a sort of bearish shakeout, and then you get the bullish explosion afterwards. This shakes out the people that apparently don't deserve the profits. Do not get super bullish and then immediately flip super bearish, only to leave yourself holding the bag of debt, of loss, of broken spirits, of destroyed futures. When you see a bullish setup and there's a shakeout that follows, take advantage of the shakeout, especially when you have an overwhelming bullish landscape that never stops getting more bullish for what's going on in this market. Tom Crown, Tommy boy. Hey, Tom, why don't you come hop on the stream? Come chop it up with me, brother. Shoot me a DM on Twitter if you're down. I'll bring you on right now. We can talk for a few minutes. If not, let's get you on here. Shout out. It's great seeing you out there in Vegas, my brother. But what we're seeing in this market, again, is a never-ending onslaught of bullish news. Now, that does give you a little bit of pause, because when things are so bullish, that's when things are so ripe to get a bit bearish. However, then you see this from Marty Party. This is a Bitcoin Wyckoff, basically an outline of what could be a Wyckoff accumulation with the spring boom right here. Look at this spring, as you see down here, the push up, the sort of consolidation with, you know, obviously this looks like a bull flag, but this is essentially potentially the same thing, finding a support after the Golden Cross here on the 50 moving average. And then look at this. If this is the case, this could show that $125,000 to $130,000 could be very much in the cards in the near future, but we're not going to base this off of a schematic that is possible. And so we're just going to go 100x long here, and then nothing happens. You have to take every bit of analysis, whether it's me, whether it's Tom Crown, whether it's Marty Party. You need to align it with what your strategy is, what you're willing to endure, because I'll take trades and I will end up making money on them, and somebody else will follow me into a trade and lose money. How could that be? Because I might have a deeper understanding of what I'm expecting in the trade. I'll have a different risk mitigation profile in terms of where I'm hedging myself, what I'm comfortable with, if I'm willing to completely get liquidated on if it's a smaller trade versus me doing something on a smaller trade where somebody else is trying to catch up and keep up and, you know, participate, and they're doing it with 75 or 100% of their portfolio. They're not willing to, they get more worried on a dip if they're in a long, and so they exit, and then the market rebounds. They go like, how'd you make money and I lost? Because I practiced a different strategy with a different allocation. So whether you're watching me or CryptoFace or Frankie Candles or Tom Crown or Jason Casper or Evan Aldo or anybody, Wendy O, Discover Crypto, it doesn't matter who you're watching. You need to take all these as ingredients, much like when I'm looking at the chart and I say, okay, well, I'm looking here and I can look at all this stuff here with the MACD and the RSI and the stochastics and money flow. I can look at market cipher with what's going on with Bollinger Bands, and also here with the DBSI, and I can look at the Lux Algo. All of these different tools are ingredients that inform my decision, in addition to where I sit in my own risk tolerance, with my own strategy, with my own expectation of what's going to happen. So whether you're watching influencers, whether you're watching different analysts, whether you're looking at data on your charts and making your own analysis, all of these things fit into the ingredients of how you're making your decision. So I want all of you to absolutely dominate it in this market. I don't want you to make money. I want you to change your lives so that the money that you're able to pull from everything you do in this market, you can go and affect your sister's life, your brother's life, your nephew and nieces, if you have daughters or sons or mothers or brothers or everybody out there. We need to expand our resources so that we can help those around us. That's what this is about. I'm doing fine. I don't have to do this every day, but I'm here with you guys because I made some stupid mistakes years ago, and I don't want other people to make those mistakes. This is such an incredible opportunity for each and every one of us that we need to take every action we do in this market exponentially serious, because everything we do has an exponential impact on what our future is or isn't going to be. So now with that being said, let's dive in and look at a couple more things here on the charts before we throw you over to the blockchain basement. And what is it? Red Elephant. Well, welcome back, my brother. Objectively Real Reality. Objectively, what a great name, always. And then I just want to remind you guys, we're starting to see a lot of buying, but it doesn't mean up only from here. This is the different wallet sizes from under 1 Bitcoin all the way up to over 10,000. That's what you're seeing here. So each one of these bars is for each one of these wallet size allocations. And when you see a lot of blue, it doesn't just mean up only, because look, when everybody went blue here, it kind of topped out. But the difference here is, look, we're getting distribution from the large players. But in this case, we're getting a lot of blue throughout this, meaning blue accumulation, buying, adding to their bags. We're also seeing still more on the accumulation side on the very large addresses as well. So let's take that with not a grain of salt. Let's take this into consideration against all the other things that we're looking at. Shout out to the 2,101 people that are tuned in. Big love to each and every one of you. If you were watching, if you found your way here, whether it's from Rumble or Discover Crypto or YouTube or X or wherever it is, whatever platform you're watching on, look. Make sure you're following not only here BitLab Academy here on YouTube. You see this? Make sure it says subscribed. Hit that join button. Turn on your notifications. If you want to become a BitLab member on YouTube, it's about $1.25 a week, and you get to help support the fam. You get to get access to some of the member stuff that we do. In fact, I'm going to post some stuff in there for members. And if you're not a member, just make sure your notifications are on. Sometimes I post it to the public for about 5 to 10 minutes. And if your notifications are on, you get to see access to that. That's kind of a thank you for those of you that turn on your memberships. If you're watching on Rumble, make sure you are following. If you're watching on X, right here, we got 1,860 people tuned in here on X. Make sure you're following. Show some love here at Kelly Kellam or at Academy BitLab. Show some love there. Get the word out. We do this. And CryptoFace is in a $15 million long. But let's go ahead and look at what we're seeing in the charts, because we did share this signal yesterday. We shared this yesterday. Overwhelmingly low volume has marked market cycle, basically reversals here with very strong bullish price action to follow, especially in these bull trends. Look how low this volume is. And look at where we're at. Price is so much higher to the last time we had very low volume. And I mean, this was in the 30,000 range, $25,000 to $30,000 range. What happened? We're up in the 105,000. We went up to 112,000. So we're seeing some amazing signal here beyond just what's the line on the chart say? This Fibonacci. No, we're seeing Fibonacci's. We're seeing support and resistances. We're seeing never-ending buy signal from major players. We're seeing extremely low volume, which this extreme lack of interest essentially tends to market cycle reversals. We're seeing wallet sizes of different sizes all throughout the different, look at this, all these different, look, all accumulating. All this blue means accumulation. And you're bearish? And you have the U.S. debt at over $37 trillion, and they're now proposing a bill to add another $5 trillion to the debt, and you think they're not going to print more money? Once you get involved with Bitcoin, you don't care if they print money. Of course, I feel sad for the layman out there, but the data's here. The access through media, the access that's out there, you should not be unaware that your dollar's getting printed into nothing. So you get involved with Bitcoin or even other investments, tech investments, MicroStrategy, NVIDIA, Tesla, Vanguard could be a safer investment. If you don't invest, you're just literally by nature investing and having nothing in the future. So invest and you get to capture all that money printing. Now, continuing on, what do we see right now? Let's refresh this. This is from yesterday. Look at that. It scooped up all the liquidity that was below us. It's like, hey guys, this is up here. Hey, mofos, the price is going to come down. Boom, what'd it do? Boom, sucked right through it. We got the squeeze, boom, all the way down. V-shaped recovery back up. This is on the 1 week. What does it look like on the 12-hour? Looks a little bit mixed bag right now. Makes sense. Everybody's like, mommy and daddy are fighting. Some of the two most powerful people or most public people in the world are now at each other's throats. You got Putin going, everything going on with the bombers going into Ukraine. We have things on the fence about China, but Trump's meeting with them. What's going to happen with rate cuts? Are they going to happen? Do we actually need them, or are we just being pestilent children? This is what we're seeing in the markets right now. It could go up, could go down. It's frustrating, right? The overwhelming pressure for Bitcoin, though, is to go up over time. So regardless of this noise in the near term, let's take advantage of these opportunities, even if that means not a trade, not a new buy, not a new sell. Sometimes taking advantage of this means getting the hell off the computer, out of the charts, out to the park, play with your dog, plant some corn, make some macaroni with a friend, do some pottery, draw something, go have a hot dog, go watch a baseball game. Sometimes taking advantage doesn't just mean making a move in the market. Sometimes taking advantage means utilizing your time in a different way for a little bit until the market figures out exactly what it wants to do. I'm stacked. I'm taking advantage of stacking along the way, but I'm also like right now a little hands off with moves. I am in a 40x long right now, but I do that. That's play money. I have like $200 on a 40x long. That's just like, okay, but I'm not doing anything with my portfolio. My portfolio is fine because as we look at it, let's turn this off. Let's turn off the 4MA. This is looking both bullish and bearish. We've got the breakdown of the head and shoulders. If we look at this on the 2-hour, we talked about this. Could do this. Could do this. Currently, it's starting to favor this one. Great. Well, let's see how long this lasts. Because as we've seen over the last 6 months, people see a head and shoulders and go, okay, this is going to break down. The second it breaks down, I'm going to go short. Boom, it does this. They add to their position. Then it comes up and liquidates part of their position or all of it. And then they go long. And then this moves up just a little bit more, traps more people, and then it moves back down. We're seeing the zigzag double washout a lot in these markets these days because there's so much bullish bias about where this is going. It's easier to take advantage of people. So do not be somebody that gets trapped on both sides, diminishing the size of your portfolio. Right now, this looks like this is trying to invalidate this breakdown by coming back up above this neckline. However, this very much as well could be a bull trap to the upside before it actually breaks further down. As it stands right now, this is a no signal for me. This is like, okay, let's just trap as many people as possible. Sherlock the Trader, welcome to BitLab Tech. Also, I see Alexander G giving away 5 BitLab memberships. Shout out to you. I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for those of you that are part of the BitLab family. Even if you just watch, even if you never comment, even if you've never hit the like button, if you tune in, I appreciate you. We're building an incredible positive army here. We don't, shit talk stuff. It's like, let's grow together. Let's figure out how we can navigate the market and also realize that the way we navigate the market is also a good indication of how we navigate our lives, right? Our emotions, our feelings, the way we interact with stuff. Do we respond versus react? All these things. But this is not giving us clear signal at the moment unless you zoom out and you realize a clear signal is up and to the right. Along the up and to the right, you have these moments where it shakes people out that aren't paying attention. Then we zoom into the 1 hour chart and go, it's breaking down. Well, the macro shows that it's going to be going up. So anywhere in here, I'd be stacking. Ethereum, again, we already talked about this. It's just in a sideways range. Sideways range. We already talked about the signal below. If this loses this 382 at the 2380, 2390 zone, then I'm watching for a move down here to 2120. If this is able to hold in here and just, a little bit longer and this breaks up holding above 26, really 27, $2,800. This is really the next zone that we're watching for Ethereum to really need to take out up here if we're expecting it to go higher. Link. Do I see? Hold on a second. Yeah, so I thought something just popped up there. Link, where did Link go? Link, nice washout, back down here into the 12s. But look at this. We've talked about this for quite some time. Link has been in a multi-year. Look at this, all the way back to 2020, low, up here to 2021, high. Started this giant symmetrical triangle. We had a bit of a deviation out here. And the reason why I drew it this way is because, look, this point to this point touches. And then it's not like this was invalidated with this. Why? Because the breakout here actually came back down. And look at where that bounced, right on the same line. And then, look, bounced again and then lost it, then rejected it. So this is the line. And then, look, now rejecting. And what I really see here is the apex. The point at which these two lines converge. It's coming into them. It's coming into this very tight, absolutely loaded shotgun of explosive move that I think is coming. And I think it's going to be to the upside. Just because of everything that we're seeing. The Link is the most integrated crypto out there from both Web 2 and Web 3 crypto, CCIP, Swift, DTC. I mean, the list is just overwhelming for with what Link is doing. I think, and I'll say this again, I've posted this before, I think Link is the most undervalued crypto out there other than Bitcoin. But Bitcoin's already at 100,000. Bitcoin, if people really understood what it was and everybody really started layering in, which we're starting to see, Bitcoin is going to get up there into the 10 million, 20 million, 30 million a coin prices. It's going to take some time. But Link, this is just an abomination to see Link at $13 with how integrated it is. Guys, these are gifts when this comes down. If this comes back down here into the 11s, I'd really be stacking. If this does the washout, because we've already seen the up washout, what did I talk about before? Up washout, down washout, back to equilibrium. If that were to play out and we got the up washout, back down, that's a trap. And now if we get the downside washout down here in the 8s to 9s, doesn't feel like it can happen, right? It can happen. Absolutely it can. If this gets a washout down here, I'm going to sell a kidney and add more to this position. It's going to depend a little bit on where we're at on the market cycle, but Aerodrome kind of sitting just like everything else. I mean, there's far too many lines here. Let's delete some lines. There we go. Okay, there's too many lines. There we go. Okay. So this came right back down to the floor right here with all the support is. I can draw this right. Come here. So all the support is sitting right on it, kind of washed out down into the box that we had outlined here. If this does come further down, great. It doesn't bother me. Let's go to the 8 hour so it's a little bit more clear with the price action. There we go. Let's draw this down. Boom. Let's draw this. Look at that. Just falling channel. Falling channel. Little deviation. Bull trap. Now look, it's come right back down into the zone and the distance, see the distance of these lows quite a bit lower. This is not getting as deep. The momentum looks like it's slowing down to the downside. If this falls one more time into this box, I think this would be a great buy area. Why? Because look, all this chop, support, rejection, bounce, rejection. So there's a kind of a defined box here. If this comes down into here, I think this will be the low if it does come down further. If this starts to just find support in the zone and then break out, great. But we're just watching for the possibilities here. BitTensor Tau. BitTensor Tau, we talked about this. This is very ugly. Boom, let's delete some of these lines. I mean, no clear signal on this. Let's look at this in relationship to the RSI. RSI is starting to reset pretty low. We're getting these little taps. See when this taps down here, right to the 30 line, bounce. See when this taps again, right to the 30 line, bounce. If this has one more swing lower, whether it double bottoms here at the 340s or has another bigger swing down here into the 312s, I would love this so I could stack up at much lower prices. But as it stands right, I mean, this is getting lower. I do feel like, I mean, even look, the RSIs, they're getting almost flat while there's just much lower lows. If this can start to find a bottom here, great. Then I expect the next leg up to be soon. Injective, head and shoulders, ugly. But I mean, I'm just feeling like the bearish setups. I'm feeling like the bearish setups are just trying to trap people short. BitLab support roll call. Smash the likes. Shout out to each and every one of you that's here. Shout out to every one of you that gets active in the live chat. If you're watching on X, commenting in the live chat, shout out to you because not many of you do, but I know that's where the majority of people are watching. 2,488. Big love to you, fam. Big love to you. Let's look at Ondo. Ondo, one of my favorite coins this cycle. Just, I mean, also look at it, kind of similar to what we saw on Aerodrome, just kind of falling channel. We talked about this coming down, and I mean, it's done that kind of rounding top, came back down. This low, much lower low. Now look, not so much of a lower low. You're seeing sort of a shrinking of the momentum to the downside. If this can hold, and even with another swing down, if this can hold in these low regions kind of in this zone right here, then this will also be the start of the formation of a bottom. Because look, lower low, and look at the RSI. This is on the 8-hour chart. The RSI has basically a bit of a divergence there because RSIs have kind of double bottomed. Look at that, much lower lows on the price action for Ondo. If we get down to, let's look at the 2-hour. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of same thing. It's looking to really trap itself in this zone, this 81 cents up into this box right here. This is going to be the kind of headache zone. If this can push up into this zone, we have this previous range highs right in here, rejection on the bottom side of it, but then rejection on the top side. So, and then you have this descending level of resistance that comes down, intersects. This is that zone I'm watching. If Ondo is able to push up into the zone and break out, great. I'm watching for a move up to test the low side of this range, back in the 91 to 92 cent range. Potential rejection, retest, boom. But as it stands right now, we're starting to see bearishness start to lose its momentum and the bulls trying to defend some zones. So as we go into this weekend, especially with everything that happened yesterday with all the news, if Trump and Elon Musk kiss and make up, if there's more positive movement, in that regard, or expect volatility either direction, but know that the dominant trend right now for the markets, Bitcoin, I mean, even S&P 500, look at this, back above 6,000. We see the total three having a nice little bounce here. We're seeing the others chart having this sort of potential bear flag target all the way down here, but we're getting a V-shaped correction on the others chart, aka the altcoins, everything outside of the top 10. If this is able to hold itself in this region, not break back below this low and start pushing up, we're going to start seeing some bullishness, but we tend to see lower liquidity on the weekends. So let's stay a little bit cautious there. Objectively, real reality objectively says Pendle and Aptos. Let's look at Pendle. I don't know if we've ever charted Pendle. What is Pendle's handle? Pendle. Just looking at this on the 2-hour. This is just what popped up. That looks bearish as it could be. This, looks like everything else with the potential bearish setup. Rounding top, kind of a head and shoulders. Let's zoom out on the chart though and actually get the macro picture. So I just want to point something out. You see how stretched out this is, everybody? If I look over any of your shoulders and you have TradingView open and I see you doing this freaking bullshit, watch my video on how to navigate TradingView. It's on the YouTube channel. Make sure you're following us on YouTube, but you come right here, you go to videos. You see right here, where is it at? I moved everything on here. There is a TradingView, let's see, playlist. Here we go. Degen Den, daily jump start, crypto training, boom. Nope. Get in there. How do I get to the playlist? There we go. Scrolling out there, Pro Trading View Guide. Boom, right here. I'll drop this in. This is, man, I filmed this that long ago. I'm going to drop this in the live chat here for all of you to see. Go and train yourself. Did I not copy? There we go. I'm going to post this in the live chat. Go and watch this. It helps you understand how to navigate TradingView and not look like a noob. Even there's pros out there. I'm like, you guys don't know how to operate this. You see this? Double click, boom, puts it automatic, boom. Okay, so Pendle, we have a nice move to the upside. Let's take a fib measurement. All you have to do is Option F if you're on Mac. If you're on PC, Alt F. That's it. And then click once. Then move your mouse up to the top. Look at that. Came down. Found some support here on the 382, lost this, came down to the 786, boom. This is just sideways ranging. This is a newer coin too, so I don't expect this just to hold the golden pocket because there was low liquidity. Now, with this bouncing here and coming back up, look, finding rejection at the 382. It's almost like it gave you the levels to watch. So now let's delete that. We know that that's there. Let's come up, let's actually draw from the top, Option F, top to bottom. Look at that. Broke, look at this. Rejection at the 382. 38.2%. That's what that means. It's, golden fibs, the different Fibonacci sequences used in nature. But then look, the break above this now formed the head and shoulders, just like we're seeing on Bitcoin, just like we're seeing on a lot of altcoins. This would suggest Option T if you're on Mac, Alt T if you're on PC. You see, click on the chart and then do Option T and then click on the chart again, move your mouse, click on the chart. Very easy way to do a trend line. So we have the trend line there, measured from the top, measured down. This would suggest that the price action on Pendle, the target on this head and shoulders is back down here to 312. Why? Because you're measuring the height of the head to the neckline, which is right here, and kind of crude, but then you measure that down. This goes right to this previous range low, all the way right here. Does that mean it's going to happen? If this is just a fake out, then no, this is not going to happen. However, we also have boom, Option J, Alt J if you're on PC. This does show a little bit of a shortcut possibility, meaning this previous range high, if the price action is trying to get, if the market's trying to get you to believe this is going to come to here, and it basically breaks the neckline and finds support here, a lot of people are going to be trapped here in shorts, only to reverse to come back up and do like that. That's, the washout up, washout down, back to then, and then the bulls defend. That's kind of what I'm seeing if the market's going to remain bullish in the near term, in the next 2 weeks. If the market really does have a pretty big, like Bitcoin goes to 26, 26. If Bitcoin goes to $96,000, then I expect Pendle, this bear target from this head and shoulders will more likely than not play out and come back down here into the low $3. Now let's look at Aptos, APT. Aptos. Okay, let's zoom out on this. I don't think I've charted this in a while. Pretty ugly. Let's delete. You know what? Let's go like this. Remove all drawings. So this just looks like it's just been a trader's dream and an investor's nightmare. Why? Trader's dream, you have a defined range, basically down, up, down, up, down. And look at this rounding. The question is going to be, can the market, if you're an investor, meaning you're holding this through this cycle, not just a trader on a weekly or daily basis, then this zone right here is going to be very important. This basically $13 to $15 range, because this is where this rejected, this is where this rejected, and this is kind of inconsequential. But we also see this downtrend level of resistance. Okay, kind of this zone right here is going to be interesting. But this was looking like it's trying to reverse. But there's like questions in the market, on the near term, 6 hour, look, rounding top. This looks like it wants to test back down here into 392. Option T, go like that, trend line. So this is where I'd be looking. If the market breaks down, I'd be looking back down here into the low fours, high threes, right? If the market is just trying to trick people and we actually see the market start rebounding, then I'm looking more so, for instance, on the 12-hour, you see this looks more like on the macro, this looks more like it's kind of rounding out. The question is going to be, if it does dip, where does it dip down into here? Because this looks ugly as it can be on the very near term. Over the weekly into the monthly, then I'm, anywhere in here would be a good opportunity, because this is looking like it wants to do, look at this. Up, down, up, down. What would be next? Up. So that's what I'm seeing on Aptos. Render, look at this. We drew this a few days ago. This massive uptrend level of support coming up through here. We have the horizontal level of resistance, support chop. So this is kind of, it's holding on for dear life, baby. Come on, Betty. But we see that, if this can hold in here, then this would be great. And then the breakout, retest, boom, 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 boom. But again, if the market has a pullback, then I'm looking for a bounce somewhere in this region here. It's just it gets most frustrating. The market gets most frustrating before the biggest moves. Okay. When everybody starts giving up, when you start saying, oh, is my thesis right? Is the market about to break down? Maybe I should move out of this into that, then maybe I need to protect myself. If you're not thinking about hedging and protecting yourself along the way, then you're already kind of missing the boat. If you're in assets right now and we're seeing the market showing overwhelming buying pressure coming in on the macro, the landscape, that everything is just screaming midterm and long-term bull. And we're seeing the price action having these little 4-hour and 8-hour setups for maybe there's going to be a washout. We just had the biggest spat in history between Trump and Elon Musk. And the market had this big washout to the downside, only to have a V-shaped recovery. And people are wondering, what's going to, these moments mark when you're going to make the most profits. You buy the fear, you buy the uncertainty, you look for opportunities in this incredibly strong bull trend, or you exit, sit on the sidelines, and watch the market absolutely leave you behind. But that's all I got for today, everybody. I love you. I appreciate you. Minja Fourth, how you doing? Alexander G, Quarter Crawler, Chicks, how you doing? Seth Shepard, we got the crew here. Manny Vero, how you doing? Chris Pfaff, longtime friend, how you doing? Big love to each and every one of you. Thank you all for the memberships. Thank you all. Get in the Discord. We'll see you in there. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I'm going to send you over to the blockchain basement now. Go drop some BitLab love. Everybody just spam the blockchain basement chat with the word BitLab and a bunch of lab coats. Let's go show them some BitLab love in the blockchain basement. That's all I got, everybody. Adios, muchachos. Adios, muchachos.